Imagine the scene. A hot night in the Bronx. The stadium pulsing like a giant heart. Every eye fixed on Trent Grisham's bat. A perfect swing. The ball soaring high, cutting through the darkness like a sign that we can still dream big. A home run that makes the crowd jump from their seats. Screams so loud it feels like the old Yankee stadium came back to life for a moment. But right after, silence. Grisham leaves the field. The news spreads like wildfire. Muscle strain in his thigh. Right now, when every game counts like a final. For those who are true Yankees fans, it's not just a muscle strain. It's a living reminder of how many times fate has tested this fan base's patience and faith. How many times has an unexpected setback become a turning point? We've seen it in past generations. We've seen overlooked names come out of nowhere to wear the pinstripes and become legends. But we've also seen leadership crumble because a key piece was missing at the wrong time. The fan feels this deep in their chest. They know every bad swing, every injury, every downcast face in the dugout is more than just a stat. It's part of a story that seems to repeat itself, daring each one to believe once again. And it's not like the lead in the AL East is comfortable. The Tampa Bay Rays are just waiting for a stumble to take the throne. The Blue Jays, too, just 2 wins away, already dreaming of throwing everything into chaos. Meanwhile, the Yankees lose one of their most consistent offensive players in 2025. You can't underestimate what Grisham has done so far. .246 batting average, .348 OBP, .467 slugging. Those are numbers he hasn't seen since that pandemic-shortened 2020, when everyone was trying to figure out what baseball would be like without fans, without horns, without the Bronx singing. And even then, Grisham showed up, and now, again, he emerges as a vital piece of a lineup that needs every ounce of power to hold on to the crown. You remember how he got here, right? A trade that seemed to revolve entirely around Juan Soto. Soto was a gem, the newspaper headline, the barstool talk in the Bronx. But Soto now wears blue and orange of the Mets, while Grisham stayed. And what was supposed to be a side piece started hitting, defending securely in center field, driving in crucial runs. That's how it was on Monday. A home run that made the fans believe the game was in the bag, that the lead was safe. But it wasn't enough. In the end, 4-5 for Blue Jays, a game that slipped away in the details. And in the detail, Grisham's thigh gives out the kind of news that makes the locker room fall silent, that makes the manager look at his clipboard and think, now what? Meanwhile, Brian Hawk, who always has a source for everything, drops the bomb on X, the old Twitter, for those who still call it that. Nobody knows when Grisham first felt the strain. Was it before the swing? Was it during the sprint between bases? Nobody's confirming. What is known is that nothing is guaranteed, and the Yankees need every piece healthy to face what's coming. And that's where the cruel side of baseball lives, the unpredictability. A game that suddenly turns into an emotional roller coaster. A lineup that today looks balanced, tomorrow could be patched together. And when you look at the standings and see the Rays closing in, the Blue Jays breathing down your neck, it's clear. You can't lose momentum now. October feels far away, but every game in July decides who's going to be there or not. Have you ever stopped to think about how much the fan carries all this? It's the same person who collects caps, who wears Jeter's number 2 jersey, who remembers a trade that brought Babe Ruth way back and changed the history of baseball forever. The same fan who's seen big names arrive in blockbuster trades, and others leave in the blink of an eye. Grisham is just another chapter, but it could be a decisive one. That's why every injury rumor weighs like an anvil. Meanwhile, the Bronx goes on with its routine, which is never routine at all. Every detail becomes a debate. Grisham's out, but for how long? Will he come back before someone steals a spot? Will the lineup miss that security in the outfield? And that swing? Who's going to hit when the game gets tight? These are questions no one knows how to answer yet. And that's where the magic or the pain of rooting for the Yankees lives. Fan, go ahead and leave your comment. Do you think the team can hold the top of the AL East without Grisham for a few series? Will his bat be missed that much when we need clutch hits the most? Remember, every opinion you share makes this nation stronger, louder, more alive. If you're a Yankees fan, you know that nothing happens quietly in the Bronx. Every injury becomes a headline. Every inconsistent performance turns into a debate topic. And that's exactly how the buzz started spreading behind the scenes. While fans were still trying to figure out how long Grisham would be out, eyes turned to Stroman, the pitcher who came back from the IL full of promises, but has been alternating between solid outings and performances that leave the bullpen on fire. It's the kind of instability no team could afford to carry, especially with Tampa Bay and Toronto breathing down their necks. The warning sign was enough to reignite rumors of a rotation reinforcement. And then came the name that changed the tone of the conversation, Freddy Peralta, one of the best starters of 2025. A 2.90 ERA in 93 innings pitched. A name that makes any general manager stop what they're doing and listen more closely. It was R.J. Anderson from CBS Sports who brought up the possibility. It wasn't a scoop nor a confirmation, but an analysis that echoed like thunder in the hearts of fan base. After all, when someone says Yankees and Peralta in the same sentence, the fan knows something serious is at stake. Anderson was clear. Even though Peralta is the best starter on a playoff caliber team, he's only under contract through 2026. And the Milwaukee Brewers have already shown in the past that they're not afraid to make unpopular decisions. Who doesn't remember the Josh Hader trade? It was shocking, it was criticized, but they did it. And now, even with a healthy rotation, the Brewers might see in Peralta a golden opportunity to get a huge return. Not out of desperation, but as strategy. And then the Yankees fan stops and thinks, is now the time to act? Because the truth is, the Bronx Bombers can't keep relying on hope alone. Not with Stroman being inconsistent. Not with Garrett Cole still getting back into rhythm. Not with the pressure of holding the lead in the division, where every win feels twice as costly. The rotation, which should be a fortress, now lives off flashes, and flashes don't win in October. Freddy Peralta, on the other hand, is in the prime of his career. Since 2018 with the Brewers, he's shown steady growth. And in 2025, he seems to have found the perfect balance between power and control. Pitching 93 innings with an ERA under 3.00 is no small feat, and the best part, his contract for 2025 is only $8 million. A completely feasible number for the Yankees, especially compared to other mound stars who cost twice as much and deliver half as much. But it's not all sunshine and roses. What Anderson made clear is that although Peralta is a realistic option, there's an essential question. Do the Yankees have enough to offer in return? Prospect depth isn't the team's strong suit right now, and the Brewers, even willing to negotiate, will want a worthy return. Mets and Padres are also watching, and any hesitation could take the player off the Bronx's radar. That's why Grisham's injury and Stroman's inconsistency seem connected by more than just chance. They're signs that the team needs to make decisions. Fast, precise, and bold. Because if they keep betting that the current roster will adjust itself, the risk is waking up in September and seeing the top of the division in someone else's hands. And that hits deep in the soul of Yankees fans. Because it's not just about numbers, ERA, or WAR. It's about feeling, about history, about a legacy built on bold decisions. Like when Babe Ruth came to the Bronx, when Joe DiMaggio became a symbol, when Reggie Jackson earned the nickname Mr. October. In all those moments, the Yankees bet when others hesitated. They made noise, and they were rewarded with titles, legends, glory. Now, everything seems to be converging toward another one of those moments. The The market is heating up. The trade deadline is approaching, and the fan looks at the roster and asks, are we really going to bet that Stroman will flip the switch in time? Are we going to wait for Grisham to come back 100% while the Rays and Jays steal ground? Or are we going to do what we've always done, act before it's too late? This is the time to talk to you, true fan. Do you think Freddy Peralta is the right name to fix the rotation? Do you think the Yankees should pay the price in prospects and young talent to guarantee stability on the mound now? Or would you rather hold back, wait, trust that the roster can get the job done? Drop your comment below. This discussion is ours. Because if you root for the Yankees, you're not just a spectator. You're an active part of the story. Hit the like button if you haven't yet. Subscribe to the channel, because there's so much more coming with every rumor, every game. Every matchup that gets closer to the deadline, the landscape shifts. And when it finally shifts for good, we'll be here to cover every detail. See you in the next video. And until then, the suspense lingers in the air. Will the next time the Yankees take the mound be with Freddy Peralta wearing the pinstripes? Or will this be another one of those opportunities that pass right before our eyes, while baseball marched on, relentless as always?